Hi, my name is Christopher Crockett, and today I will be talking to you about the use of remote sensing with unmanned aerial vehicles, or drones, in the integrated pest management of two-spotted spider mite and Florida strawberries. First, I will give some general background about the concepts behind remote sensing of vegetation, specifically in cropping systems. I will then describe the overall process of data collection for our research, involving the remote sensing of two-spotted spider mite damage in strawberries, and finally, I will show some example imagery resulting from this research, and how this kind of research can benefit growers. Here is one example of how we can use bands of light and the information derived from them about the health of plants. NDVI is what we call a vegetation index, and it is known as the Normalized Difference Vegetation Index. It is a readily used index that uses red and near-infrared light to measure the amount and quality of green biomass that exists in a plant. It essentially measures how much green plant biomass exists and how green that biomass is. Here we can see a good example of a normal visual image that we can see with our eyes on the left, showing a healthy citrus tree on top and a weaker defoliated citrus tree on the bottom. We notice that based on this image from the sky, we can't see as much of a difference as compared to the image on the right, which contains the same trees converted into NDVI. The defoliation and less green biomass becomes a lot more apparent. For our research, we go through a three-part process in order to collect and produce multispectral images of strawberry fields. First, we establish ground-controlled GPS points in order to accurately map one image collected to the other images collected over time. This allows us to compare data week by week for the same plants. After we've collected GPS data, we fly the UAS or drone with the mounted multispectral cameras over the strawberry field, where it collects hundreds to thousands of individual images. Finally, we take all those images and, using specialized software, we stitch all of those images together to form one large final image, where we can generate vegetation indices like NDVI and other usual metrics about the strawberry plants. As we collect this multispectral data from week to week, as you can see here, we can observe patterns of damage caused by two-spotted spider mites over time. And through continuously observing these patterns, we might be able to create models that allow us to predict the level of spider mite populations simply based off the measurements of reflected light from the plant canopies. This technology has the potential to decrease the amount of time that growers and crop consultants spend in the field scouting by pinpointing areas with varying levels of two-spotted spider mite populations. This helps in both the detection of the pest and the monitoring of pest levels for treatment thresholds over time. Remote sensing as a whole is the ability to prove remote sensing measurements of any relevant agricultural parameter, such as the size and the health of crops, and the detection of other pests and diseases. We have seen this technology used for estimating data ranging from crop nutrition before harvest to the number of healthy plants for ornamental plant inventories. Thank you very much for listening to a brief introduction to my research. I hope you enjoyed this presentation.